All right, I'm back. So, still day three, I guess you can say, the third day of me knowing that I have COVID-19. um, so I have so this is what happened. This is the reason. This is the timeline of me getting my test done. On Sunday, my aunt was like, you need to go and try to get that test. I think I called her if it was Sunday or Monday. I think it was Sunday, I told her. And I think they were getting ready to close. And so, or they weren't open. It was something like that. But my aunt is a nurse. She knows what to do as far as what I needed to do in order to make sure that I was okay. So she told me that I needed to take the test because she was concerned about my symptoms. And I'm like, I know I can't have COVID, but I'm gonna go ahead and take it just in case. But I know that I don't have it because it's not. I was thinking that coronavirus was, I'm thinking about it as a virus, you know what I mean? Like an immune system virus. That's what I was thinking about it as. It's not an immune system virus. It attacks your respiratory, your respiratory system, your lungs, you know. So I had forgotten about that part. I'm just automatically thinking, oh, you know, typically whenever I get a virus, cold, something like that, I typically have different symptoms, you know, like my body will start to feel a certain kind of way. So I'm used to that. My body wasn't reacting like how it typically does when I do get a virus, which is very rare. That's when I was just kind of like, this can't be COVID, because I was thinking that COVID was involving your immune system is also being attacked. But it's like I said, just your lungs. It's your, you know, it's the way that you're breathing, your respiratory system. What I'm drinking right now is it's basically oh, sorry, gotta put my cat away. She be in the way. But I'm drinking, it's turmeric, ginger, turmeric, ginger, lemon, what else? Turmeric, lemon, ginger, honey, all natural, raw, unfiltered honey, and I think it's like a cayenne pepper is in there. I think there's a couple of other ingredients, but those are the main ingredients inside of the drink that I'm drinking right now. And it really does help loosen the mucus, and they're all healing agents. So that's what I've been taking, is a lot of herbs. I'm a herbalist. I'm somebody who does not take or want to consider taking man-made drugs unless it is a very unless it is like the only thing that I can take that will help me to live. It has to be life or death, and this is very serious. So, which is why when I did realize that I was having certain symptoms and I wanted to kind of knock out what my symptoms were, I wanted to take the Theraflu, just to, you know, help be proactive. But my aunt told me to go and get tested. She sent me the information, said it would take 3 days. I called, I set it up on Monday. I went in during one of my breaks. I was upset that it was going to take 3 days, but I mean, what can you do? You know what I mean? I went on ahead and also scheduled an appointment with my primary care. And as a student, I was able to set that up do a virtual conversation for the next day because they didn't have anything available that day. So I was like, okay. Told her that I was having, you know, so the next day, so I take the test. I'm waiting, right? This is Monday. On Tuesday, I'm thinking, oh, you know, I already know that the test is going to come back negative. I have sinus issues. I have a cold, upper respiratory. You know, most of the time I can diagnose myself. Not with COVID. But so yeah, that's what I thought. And the only thing that really triggered me to get a second test on Tuesday was I was coughing a whole lot more, and there was more mucus coming up. And it was during my podcast. And I felt tired, but I mean, it just felt like I can get through this, you know? So I just kept going. And I think during one particular time in the podcast, he had asked me a question, and I was like, okay, I think this is the time where I thought that he was asking, Ben Solly was asking me a question, was asking a question to the audience. And I was thinking, okay, he's opening it up for somebody else to answer. Now I can take a break. But he was asking me the question. So at that point, I ended up, you know, I think it was like a 5-second delay of my answer. And I ended up realizing, oh, he's asking me the question. Okay. But I really needed that. Like, I needed a couple of seconds to just kind of gather myself and like think through what symptoms I was having, because I was feeling like this is getting worse at that particular time. As far as my cough, the mucus, all of that. So I get off the phone with the podcast. I call because I ended up calling the main front desk folks, because we ended up having to move our space, which was, we were already frustrated about that because we didn't have a heads up on why we moved, you know, moved from one space to the other without being notified early. And then I asked about some rooms, because the kids were like, they couldn't get into a room to put their lunch boxes in. Could they put their lunch boxes up? And I was like, of course. So they came back to me and they were like, the room is closed. So I called down and I was like, oh, is everything okay? You know, my students are trying to put their food in the room and they can't get in. And they were like, oh, hold on one second. My mom